You back in effect, man. You in the frat house. We here, man. F.A.M, man. Factual random artists, adult topics, live and direct, man. Real still, man. We here once again, man. We done had some dope artists in the building. We got more. We keep coming with more, man. More and more, man. More dope entrepreneurs, more dope independent artists. Always spell the frat with the double A's. Subscribe now, man. Subscribe, like, share. It's my pleasure to introduce my next guest, man. Not only are they solo artists, you know what I'm saying, and not only are they family, you know what I'm saying, they done formed a group as well. You know,
and they down the frat house in AD
They bringing the whole conglomerate together, you know what I'm saying? All that productions, it's a family thing, man. Frat house. They recently won the trophy, you know what I mean, at O'Reilly's Sharon Showcase, you know what I'm saying, for the dopest hip hop group there that night, man. It's my pleasure to introduce to y'all, man, Servant and Dame Smith, man. The F.A.M. The F.A.M is in the building, man.
Thanks, man.
I want to make sure you we good.
That's that weather breaking music. The weather breaking, you want to get out there to them barbecues and them that feel good.
Washington Park, Redburn Park, Our Park. Right.
Yeah. It feels so good. The F.A.M in the building, man.
Actually, J-Bo, you gave us that name or you gave us that name?
C-Bo.
C-Bo, what I say?
J-Bo.
You said J-Bo.
Oh, C-Bo, my bad, man. My fault. It's been a long day, man. Man, it's been a long day. C-Bo, you gave us that name.
AKA Tony the Millionaire, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you gave us that name. Appreciate that, and it works too. It fits.
I didn't even know he that's what's up.
Hey, cause that's who he is, man. Look at us. It's a lot of us.
Right.
See, and my folks don't even know that yet. But we all F.A.M. It's a lot of us.
Yeah,
really F.A.M.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we haven't even came out with everybody yet. They don't even know it yet.
Right,
But
no, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
About 10, 12?
What, years?
No,
like people.
People, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 12?
It's quite a few.
Yeah,
it's quite a few, man.
It's a lot of us, guys.
And it's that Midwest connection too.
Yeah, you already know what it is.
Midwest.
Shout out to Deep. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mill, Milwaukee.
I gotta say that Milwaukee in the building in a major way.
Hey,
When
when I first started coming there, cause y'all been down here a super long time.
Yeah, we've been down here 93.
Yeah, when I started coming down here for Freaknik and all that back in the day, I be like, I'm from Milwaukee. Then
Black people there?
Then they face screw up. It's black people there? That's where all the black people at.
This dude right here is the first person I met from Milwaukee down here.
Straight up.
Yeah.
It's plenty, bro. It's
Real
a
tough.
situation.
And been kicking it ever since.
Yeah. And I had grew up with a childhood friend from Milwaukee. So
That was a coincidence out there.
I'm on mic 60. Yeah, turn it down a little bit. Yeah, I had grew up with a childhood friend from Milwaukee. So that's the only recollection of Milwaukee I had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until I met him, I was like, okay, that's where you from. That's what's up.
Yeah. I think it's something special about being from there. and for being from the Midwest, because we get everything.
Yeah.
We get influence from everywhere, and we put our own game on it. You know, I think we the most. I think Midwest people. You know what I mean? We got the most game of anybody in America.
Most well-rounded.
Most well-rounded.
Yeah.
Most
You know what? We was talking about that.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Shit.
We was talking about that at your wife's birthday.
Yeah.
About how the Midwest is so well-rounded.
Yeah, so well-rounded.
Because we hear, like, we was talking about music.
Yeah.
We get everything.
We get everything.
You know what I'm saying? Being in the middle, you know what I'm saying? We got all the East Coast stuff, all the West Coast stuff, down
That's
south,
right.
and of course our own.
That's
like,
right.
We get stuff from all.
When the Date family started popping, when DFC, when you know what I mean, Breed them
Right.
started popping, and I bet you if we talk long enough, we gonna figure out some family that we might have in common. Because I got plenty of people in Flint, my
Right,
wife got
right.
people in Muskegon, all
Yeah,
that.
you was telling me, you got people in Michigan and all of that.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna start with y'all one at a time a little bit. I'm gonna start with you, Dane. Why is the real name? Why did you stick with the real name instead of going with an MC moniker? I'll start with that.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
Your real name is your rap.
Thank you, because this is how I am. This is how I show up on the mic, on the stage, in the community. How you see me is how you see me. This is me. It ain't no.
That's how you felt from the beginning.
Most definitely. Well, no. I went through. You know, you had to start out with an MC name back in the day.
Yeah.
So I started out with some MC names, but then I settled on, like, you know what? To me, it just lends itself to the authenticity. Like, you gonna see me, you gonna see me. You know, there's just a few people in the game that have done that. Reggie Noble, Redman, Marshall Mathers, other people, they just use their name, and to me, it's just more credible. And when you see me and hear me and I do my thing, that's who I am all the time. So I don't put on a persona to go do music.
Yeah.
I am who I am wherever I am. I show up like Lil J tried to clown me a little bit when I hopped out the car tonight, right? I hopped out the car, he was like, look at dog. He was like, you look like you got a wife. Like he said, baby, I'm going to the club tonight. Look at his shoes. All that. I'm like, hey, dog, I said, are you old enough for any of this? So I show up how I show up. Today was Cashmere Wednesday. I wanted to do Cashmere today. Because I know that's what he was talking about, like I don't look like a rapper or something.
Right.
I am who I am. And I show up how I show up all the time. So
And that's how you always been, huh?
man, yeah. If I'm talking to the president or the police, I'm gonna talk to you the same way.
That's that G shit. Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm gonna talk to you the same way.
So I'll bounce back and forth on that. The serving. How did you choose that name for yourself?
That's cold.
Actually, man, it took a minute to tell you the truth, because back in the day, you know, when I was on my trying to do the OG Bobby Johnson thing, you know, I wanted that name to be well known, but still kind of hit every nigga on the street, because that was who I wanted to be. So the first name was 80 Proof, it was Jen.
80 Proof.
Yeah, so it was like, I'm thinking of the words. Even my raps back in the day was like that. I wanted to be the crazy. But Servant came along when that whole identity I was feeling like I was trying to put on got burnt up in the fire. All my raps, I had like 9 or 10 pads.
When you was 80 Proof?
Yeah.
All your stuff got burned up?
Burn up.
Wow.
In the fire.
So 80 Proof got destroyed.
Yeah.
So you killed that with everything that burned up with it.
Yeah. So
wow.
That's from me wanting to change the way I speak, learning more about God and who I was. That gave me more of a reason to think of the most humble name I could come up with, because that's how we gotta be with everybody. And even with the music, if hip hop is real life, then that's what I want to speak.
Do you think going through that is what made you think like that?
Oh, definitely.
So the situation itself was humbling?
Yeah. Because, I mean, I felt bad when it happened, you know, but at the same time, wasn't no lives lost, maybe a dog or two. But, you know, that was it.
So you felt blessed that you went through something like that and it was only property that was lost and not lives.
Yeah, exactly. And it just hit me in a way that from that point on, I didn't want to rap like I used to no more. So I stopped cussing in majority of my rap, everything. So Servant came.
So way from that moment, it took you in a different direction.
Yeah. It's a struggle. It's a day-to-day struggle, but you know, it's something we all gotta do. You know?
For sure. So how did, and you know, and I know you still a hood cat and all of that. I know you know what I'm saying. How do you balance that?
Man, this is the balance beans.
Cause you still hip hop. You not necessarily gospel, but I know you a spiritual brother. So I feel like that's a good question for you.
Just don't cross that line.
How do you balance that being and stay? How do you stay the servant but still, you know, stay true to where you came from and all of that? How do you balance that?
Man, it's an up and down thing actually, because you always know what you want to do and what you're supposed to do. So when a lot of things that you know you're supposed to do, you keep close to you because you know that's gonna get you further into your spiritual side of whatever. But
that's a fact.
It's a hard balance in trying to keep yourself focused and do what He wants you to do what God wants you to do, but still be humble and walk the streets and, you know, deal with cats the way you deal with them. But keep in mind, you're not walking this life by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You always got somebody else to talk to and confess to. Like, it was some shit you were supposed to do. So at the end of that day, you like, oh, did you do so and so? Oh, did you take care of that? And you didn't, man. So it's hard. Man.
Do you feel like you keep yourself around people that can keep you grounded in that way? Like keep you on the right path type shit?
I try to, man, because most of the people, like, you know, yourself, my family, the cats I kick it with, they all was street cats but raised in church and was always on this thin line that is always, don't nobody want to talk about walking the shades of gray, but it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people I hang with is in that same mind state.
Yeah, I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from the streets heavy, but I always try to keep a positive energy, a positive aura around me. Like, I was, you know what I'm saying? I was raised both ways. I was raised on that balance beam.
Yeah.
So that's why I can ask that question, because I lived it too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now, Dane, you have an extensive history as an MC.
Yeah.
Like, what's some of your earlier influences as far as in the hip hop shit?
Yeah.
And where did those influences come from, being that you from the Midwest or whatever?
Most
But
definitely.
like, what's some of the stuff you was listening to earlier and was influenced by to become an MC in the first place?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a songwriter. And so I draw inspiration from more than just MCing, from more than just MCs and more than just hip hop. So I'm drawing inspiration from the great songwriters of our time. You know what I mean? So when you look at old school groups, even current groups, I'm into the songwriting and telling the story.
Okay.
And just like Servant, I made a decision years ago, probably about 95, 96. I'm not gonna cuss in my rap, and I'm gonna choose better words, more insightful words, and it works. Because I've done shows with teenagers who dig it and senior citizens who dig it. And that's a tough balance, you know what I mean? To be able to capture people on both sides like that. But my influences,
well,
man.
we had a great example of that, and a great teacher in hip hop that did that same thing early, and that was Rakim Allah.
Man. So that was one of my influences. You know, Rakim, he changed how people rhyme. So, you know, like in history, they be talking about BC and AD and all that. To me, MCing, like real MCing, to me, we living in a AR era after Rakim era.
Right.
Because he changed rhyme patterns, he changed it from simple 1, 2, 3 in a place to be type situation. Run DMC took it and advanced it, but Rakim took it to another level. So that was definitely one of my influences. But like him, I wanted to be able to put my faith in the music, but not try to proselytize people and not try to preach. And that turns me off about what people call Christian rap, and that's just my opinion. That it comes across preachy. I'm cool on that. I still want to groove, and it still got to be jamming. So I put my life situations and my experience in the music, and through that lens of being a follower of Christ. But it ain't lame.
Yeah, for sure.
It ain't lame. You can attest to that, or anybody who got down with us can attest to that. But that's just what I stand for.
And that's like, I definitely noticed that about y'all. Like, the first time I heard y'all individually and as a group, like, I noticed that. Like, yeah, you might be. You know what? Honestly, I didn't even think about it. Like, I didn't even think about the fact that y'all are clean, y'all not cursing.
Yeah.
That don't come to mind, which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if that don't come to mind, that means you really MCing, like, and that the listener is not even thinking about that.
I appreciate
that. Means you really hip hop and you really got that street influence, and they recognize you from that.
Yeah.
If they not thinking about that. And it means you got vocabulary.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
most
saying?
definitely.
Like, because that's what I always admired about MCs like Rakim and Nas, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They replaced them curse words with more vocabulary.
Yeah. It's a time and place.
And it didn't mean they was no less hard or none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You just being more intelligent. You know what I'm saying? You still got that street element, still got that hip hop element, but you using your words more wisely.
It's time.
Instead of the BS. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like that was dope. Not to knock nobody that's doing nothing else, because you got all types of genres of music.
It takes
you know
all
what I'm saying?
kinds, man. It takes everything.
I love a lot of hip hop that got a bunch of curse words in it.
Yeah,
but
me too.
That might be a different type of hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That might not be what you do. But I love when somebody can tap into their own individual artistry and still be dope with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely what y'all do.
Appreciate it, man. That's what I'm like, look, people do what they do, and I'm doing what I do. So this is my lane, and sometimes it's gonna work, sometimes people gonna feel it, and some people aren't gonna feel it. That's anything.
Come on, you gotta keep walking regardless.
Regardless.
No matter what.
Okay, man.
Regardless.
All right. As long as you got yours.
Let's shout it. Give me that.
I was just making
Hey,
sure.
call her back, bro. Hey, throw that phone.
Jay, what's your herb?
I don't know. I'm not sure who that is. That wasn't either one of y'all.
Nah.
Hello.
Is that big
Yeah.
deal phone?
Yeah. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's for sure.
Hello.
You can tap into that and be in your own skin. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Now, as the fam,
She gotta pull it back.
when did y'all, like, I know that y'all already said that name wasn't there, but when did y'all start working together as a collective? Like, as far as like the recent stuff that y'all doing together, or was y'all working together as a collective even before that?
I would say recently. Like, I've been here a couple of years. My wife and I relocated here a couple of years. They've been here, like you said, for a grip. And so as soon as when we touched down here a couple of years ago, when I touched down, I called my people. I was like, "Hey, we here."
Yes, sir.
Those was the first people I called. It was like, "Yo, we here," and it just took a minute for us to just get it together. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, life stuff happened, and I just reached out, or you reached out, or I can't remember, but it was like, hey, come by the
And
studio.
I'm sure he already knows you was doing your thing.
So
anyway,
and so it just worked out, and I love what they're on. I love their versatility. I love him as a soloist, and then his group. All right, VHS, that's a whole other thing. So I just like how we move, because it reminds me of my crew from back in Milwaukee, who was a collective as well. So we moved, very similar. I like it.
Okay, and so y'all just linked up, after you got here.
Yeah.
What could you say is the first thing y'all worked on after you touched down?
Feels so good.
Word?
Yeah. That's ADP production. That's,
Okay.
when you do this stuff, it's a balance between just doing songs that you just want to get off and kind of get some publicity and some steam around. And then there are songs that you create from scratch that probably mean a little more, they can go a little further. And that's what happened. ADP, they hooked that up.
Shout out to ADP, all that production.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
IDP. She tends to like to birth them babies from the beginning.
And then hold on to them captive. You gotta get it out, break the code, just get in there.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, I love when a song is made from scratch, and it's a conglomerate, and everybody is involved.
Yeah.
And it turns into a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's definitely a family affair.
we call it birthing the baby and then raising the baby.
That's right. That's right.
You really can't go wrong with that as long as everybody is on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And there's a chemistry with what everybody is doing.
Most definitely. And I think that we're learning to play to our strengths, to be a better unit and also better individuals as well. So that it's only going to help the product in the long run. You know what I mean?
So how do you? Well, you kind of answered it already, but I asked it anyway. How do y'all feel about the chemistry of the fam so far? And do you feel like this can move forward as far as, doing more joints together?
Oh yeah, man. It's funny, like even how it feels so good, how we wrote that song. I don't even think we was like in the same room for one of these verses. And the way I ended, he started.
Love y'all.
Y'all be good.
For sure. Love, my brother.
So it was a whole mental thing going on backstage before we even knew. So the chemistry was good. I've been knowing this cat since I was a for real jit. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I used to look up to these dudes. They had all the nice kicks and clothes. And didn't know the name of what the hell they was rocking, but I was like, I want some of those. I don't know what you call them, but I want some of those. Yeah, that's this dude.
Yeah, he got the wallabies on right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hustling.
And you know what? It might not be popular, but just me. It's me. And I gotta say, Milwaukee was on that before Wu-Tang was even a Wu-Tang. So in Milwaukee, watch this. In Milwaukee, what we call these?
Hustlers.
We call them hustlers. So back in the 80s, this is what the D-boys wore. This is what the street cats and the hustlers wore. We called them hustlers. So it just so happened that that's how I get down, man. And how I am is how I show up, man.
For sure, man. That's what's up. Man, so what's the next? Are y'all working on something else right now at the moment? Are y'all, cause y'all like the single that y'all rocking with right now? Let me say that "Feel So Good" is it's supposed to happen.
Man.
Yeah, I feel like it's a new classic.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man.
But
hey,
are y'all putting something else down, or have y'all thought about the next thing that y'all doing together?
yeah, definitely. You want to answer that? I'll answer. You want to go first, then I go. Or how you want
You
to go?
got the info.
No, I think we're putting all these pieces together because it's a collective. So you got him as a solo, me as a solo. You got him in the group. You got me and him together. You got ADP as a whole collective. You got Hurt 'em. You got Black. You got all of these, and you got my son Cameron, and that's one of those weapons that Shibo was talking about. That is also that's also on deck. You got his daughter, so you got a lot going on, man. So
for sure.
So what we're doing is getting our material together and seeing what plays well together this feels so good. It worked out, and so we're gonna continue to do
Hey,
more
they have
collaborative
no
things like
clue
that.
of what's coming this summer. At all.
Let's
They
make
have
it
no
happen,
clue.
man.
It's coming.
Hey, the
Well-
fam is in the building.
With that being, you got all them weapons at your disposal.
Yeah.
You can't waste that.
No,
Hey,
you know
hold
what I'm saying?
Hey, hold up. Because we leaving Curtis out too.
Bam!
Right.
See, he
I didn't know you wanted to
acknowledged
talk
and
about it.
ain't
Let's
saying
go there.
shit.
Let's go there.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't talking about it.
See,
Let's go there.
we the fam, and the frat house got a single coming out
Man,
called The Weed. You know what I'm saying?
that's right.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
right around 420 type
Yes,
vibe,
sir.
right? Yeah, I already
Hey,
know.
Curtis Kane featuring King Richie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then you got that.
So
man.
Kurt, don't be acting modest, motherfucker. Put it out there.
You got a banger. You got
Motherfuckers
that
don't
banger
know
that I heard the other
that
day over
you're a
there.
writer and an artist.
Yeah.
I
You
wasn't
know-
even releasing that information right now.
420 around the corner. We releasing the information.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker hot. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And see, people don't understand. Fam, hey, it's a lot of us, and we coming. We about to fuck the summer up.
Yeah.
You already
I'm
know.
with that.
man.
You dig?
You already know.
Hey, man. Shout out to ADP.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fam. Dane
Yeah.
Servant.
For sure.
Shout out to Curtis Kane. Hey, I got y'all, man. We about to turn up. It's about to go crazy.
That's
Please
been, I
believe
appreciate
that.
y'all embracing us, man, and embracing me. I'm from outer space. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Hell
I just
yeah.
got here not too long ago, and I appreciate the love, man.
Nah,
Yeah.
you part of the fam.
Fam.
You never from outer space.
Yeah.
You connected by family, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
dig?
You connected by family, by blood, and by hip hop.
Dig
So
it. Dig it.
Hey.
you could never be out of space.
Dig it.
For sure.
Is there anybody y'all want to shout out before we sign off?
6, 7, 8.
Shout out, man. Oh, girl was playing, but I'm serious. Shout out, mama. Love you, appreciate it. Black Her Servant. Everybody on that side. Y'all already know.
Some bad boys, man. Shout out Frat House. What? Shout out ADP. Shout out my old crew, OBP, On Board Productions, and all that productions. Those are my folks. And that's more of the weapons that you ain't even seen yet. So that's on the way. Shout out to Black Her Servant, my wife Nikki, my son Cam. Yeah, man, we moving.
That's what's up, man. Y'all heard it right here, man. Dame Smith, the servant, the fam, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is Frat House, man. Factual random artists, adult topics. Like, share, subscribe. Love don't cost a MF thing. I ain't gonna say the whole words because these brothers told me to use my vocab. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
it is what it
hey,
is.
always spell the frat with them double A's. Like, share, subscribe. You heard? We out of here, man.
Boom. Boom.